Okay, hi, how are you? I'm Chief Dean Rondeau with the Wolfeboro Police Department, and to my left is Captain Mark Libby, my executive officer. Welcome to another segment of Coffee and Connections with the Chief. I'm so happy you folks are joining us. We're in the month of July, and as usual here in the state of New Hampshire, it's hot. It's hot, and it can get dry. And to that extent, one of the things I want to put out is that even though many of us are very patriotic, especially those of us who served in the military, we love our country and we want to celebrate our Independence Day. And oftentimes it's been our custom and our tradition to do so with fireworks. Fireworks in the town of New Hampshire are illegal unless you have a permit allowing you to light them off. Permits can be obtained through the town manager's office with the express permission of the Board of Selectmen. So having said that, Class C fireworks, which were the ones that you could purchase here in the state of New Hampshire, just about any fireworks store, which is legal, in the town of Wolfeboro, those are illegal to possess and they're illegal to light off. So please don't do that. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about the fire dangers. Fireworks, especially the bottle rockets and the other types of rockets that go off into the air and explode, they come down. Oftentimes, the debris is on fire. Right now, given the dry conditions that we've had, the ground from the past month of June, the ground, even though we've had a little bit of rain, the ground is still really dry. The trees are dry, the ground is dry, there's a lot of duff, right? Duff is pine needles and leaves and other debris, organic debris, which is very flammable. That duff can cause a fire. So when you have these falling fireworks, they can start fires. And that is the reason, especially if we get a fire in the forest, it can be very destructive. And that's the reason why they're outlawed. Okay, they're outlawed for that specific purpose because we don't want to burn down the town of Wolfeboro. So it's not that people are trying to be big bad blue meanie, and take away your fun or your ability to celebrate the 4th of July. It's the fire hazard that is associated with it. It's the same thing with those hot air paper balloons that people light off that have a candle on them. Oftentimes when they fall back to the ground, they're on fire or can be on fire, and they cause significant issues. Just the other day, I responded to, in fact, with the fire rescue department, I responded to a fire right up on Route 28 that was probably started by somebody with either a careless cigarette or throwing it out the car window, not thinking, and it caught some of the duff on fire. And we had about a quarter of an acre or so that had to be put out by the fire rescue department. It was in close proximity to a bunch of homes. So again, it's very dangerous. So that's why we're very, very cautious about that. So that is a word of advice. Also, fireworks can be very, very dangerous. All right, if you're holding a firecracker, even because you're holding it in your hand, you got that compression. When that goes off, that can indeed cause a thumb or a finger to become permanently disabled or disfigured or even blown off. So that is the reason why we don't allow fireworks to be used. And when they are permitted, right, a permitted activity, when they are permitted, there's a professional organization like Atlas Fireworks Company, for example, that will have all comply with all the fire marshal and state fire codes and safety measures and so forth and so on. So those are the differences. Okay. So this year, because of COVID-19, the 4th of July activities are postponed until day to be determined. That may even be postponed permanently for this year and then rescheduled next year. That's unfortunate, but we have to be safe. We don't want to contribute to unsafe activities right now. And we know You can see that when we opened, and it was predictable, when the states, the various states, and even the state of New Hampshire opened, we had spikes in certain areas with COVID-19. That's to be expected. What we want to do is still be mindful and still practice all those good social distancing and facial coverings and protections and hand washing and so forth that has allowed us to flatten the curve. So remember, even though the summer is here and the states are opening up and activities and venues are opening up, we're still doing this against the backdrop of COVID-19. And remember, it doesn't mean that COVID-19 is gone, right? That's not what it means. It means that we flattened the curve enough so now there's enough room for you at the hospital. All right, so I hate to say it like that, but that kind of really does bring it home. You still don't want to get this, whether you're 18 or 19 years old, or when you're 69 years old, you don't want to get this virus. You don't want to get this disease. This is really bad, and it affects people long term. There's all sorts of long term maladies associated with this that you just don't want to deal with down the road. So let's not get this. Let's continue to use common sense and practice all those good preventative measures, which we know work. We know they work. So let's practice those. So having said that, now I'm going to turn it over to the captain for an operational update, and then we'll talk about the safety tip of the month and some things to be cautious of. Captain,
yeah, thanks, Chief. So when we get into the July month here, we're going to be trying to open the doors to our building, to the lobby. I don't know what that looks like yet. I don't know the exact date on that, but we'll have more to come on that, especially on our Facebook page. So keep an eye on that. Dispatch, nothing new in dispatch as things are going. It's getting busier as we're going into the July, as it should. This is summer months. This is Wolfeboro. Our offices are busy. Our dispatchers are busy. The town still has the traffic. Everyone is still up here as we can see it. As he's mentioned, July 4th, it's not going to be the fireworks or the parade is not going to be happening as it was canceled. With the officers and Officer Martina, she is going to be leaving us on June 30th. Well, she did leave us on June 30th because this is taped for July. So she's going to Alton PD. Good luck to her as a SRO down there. They had an opening down there, which is, so she took the opportunity to take that position down at Alton Police Department. So she is going to be leaving us. We do have a conditional offer out there as we speak on another officer doing a background. So we're trying to do the least impact to our patrol and operations as we can. This would be a certified officer. So we're hoping to get that individual here by around July 6th. So you'll see him out on the road with another officer doing FTO very soon. Anything else that's going on? We still have highway safety grants that are out there. We have our pedestrian grants. So you're going to see officers down there. You're going to see a bike unit with the pedestrian grant too. It's a pedestrian and bicycle grant. So we're going to try to get somebody on a bike grant, on a mountain bike and downtown. We do have our traffic controller, Paul Landry, who's working in the downtown area. So be careful on how you park in parking spots or spaces, and adhere to the 2 hours. That's what the town ordinance says for how long you can stay in a parking space. So look, I just want to, a lot of the citations that we do see coming in here, tickets, and we do have some complaints here and there, is the vehicles are not in the parking space. So look at this. I kind of want to describe this without any visuals that are going. If you don't park in your vehicle in the space and move and then maybe have the front end into the space next to it, and then the other vehicle has the back end into that space, you kind of lose the space down there if you think about all that stuff. I understand there's a lot of issues and circumstances that do come around with it. If other vehicles don't park in there, then all of a sudden your vehicle is in another parking spot. but you may not want to park in that space if you're not in a parking space. Your vehicle needs to be within the white lines. So just be careful of that. Look at it down there. He is going to be walking around. You won't miss him. He's got a nice green shirt that says traffic control on it. I love the shirt. So, but yeah, he's down there and doing a great job is what I saw, because I've been working some weekends here and seeing him down there. So it's good to have him down there to keep the people moving, keep the people, the individuals parking in spaces, the 2 hours. He keeps an eye on the boats because that's a 4-hour docking. He's down there looking at all that stuff as our officers are busy with calls, and we try to get down there and try to get foot patrols down there, but the call volumes are high during summertime, so this is why we have this traffic control position. It does help our operation during the summer months. So other than that, that's all I got for the police and dispatch and operations.
I know at the last Board of Selectmen meeting, there was a question raised by the Director of Chamber of Commerce about the enforcement of 2-hour parking. And we are definitely doing that. And that's what Mr. Landry is down there doing, and he's doing a great job for us. And we will continue to enforce all the ordinances that are approved and directed by the Board of Selectmen. So, you know, that is important to us, and we do that, and that is going on. So you'll see Mr. Landry and others and other local police officers that'll be down there enforcing that 2-hour parking ordinance and all the ordinances that the town of Wolfeboro has passed. The other thing I want to say, as we continue to open up the state, and as we continue to do this against the backdrop of COVID-19, look, there are rules and regulations that have come out from the governor's office. Some of these have come out as part of his executive orders, okay? Some of these can be enforced through the criminal statutes if there are violations. Others are enforced through the civil statutes by the Attorney General's office. Regardless, what I wanted to put out is that, you know, we will continue to support the governor's office and our public health officials in their recommendations and their directives. If they have directed that the citizenry do certain things to help stop the spread of COVID-19, we're going to enforce that, or we're going to perhaps remind you if we see a violation that, hey, you need to do this or you need to do that. You know, the purpose here is to be educational, not punitive. We don't want to be punitive. If there are punitive measures that have to be taken, please understand, they're probably not going to be undertaken by this department, right? They just won't be. They will be undertaken by the Attorney General's office or some other state agency. And the penalties, some of the civil penalties on these violations are substantial. They're huge. So you don't want to go down that road. And if I call a business, please understand that I'm calling for your benefit. All right, this is for you. This isn't for me. This is for you. Okay, so you need to take my phone call. You need to listen very carefully. You need to ask questions. We want to be a good resource for you. If you have questions, you have concerns, express those to us, so we can take those to the Attorney General's office, or we can take those to Department of Safety and say, hey, we had these issues come up. You know, what are your thoughts? What are your expectations? There are some expectation issues here that we need to work out. We'll be happy to do that for you. But in the meantime, okay, all I want to stress is voluntary compliance with the law, right? That's all we're looking for. All right. So listen, we will get through this. We'll get through it together. We're all in this together. We'll get through it together. One team, one fight. We've done a remarkable job up to this point. We have really flattened the curve. I think we've really beaten back COVID-19. Now we just got to see it through the rest of the way. So yes, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So pace yourself. We're almost at the finish line, just a little bit longer. And let's let the governor's office and his public health personnel who are doing the daily research, they're scrubbing the numbers, they're looking at all the data, right? This is really a data-driven operation. So let's let them do what they need to do. Let's give them the space they need to do what they need to do and to let them issue the guidance, which right now has kept us all safe. So let's support them. Let's do the the heavy lifting to help us all get through this. And that's really the last thing I want to say. Okay, so again, thank you very much for tuning in to Coffee and Connections with the Chief. I'm Chief Dean Rondeau with the Wolfeboro Police Department, and to my left is Captain Mark Libby, the department's executive officer. We really do appreciate you dialing in. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always call me at the Wolfeboro Police Department at 569-1444. Again, 569-1444. Or you can contact us and send us an email through our Facebook page or through our website. Or through any other messaging system that you want to use. My email is capital D, Rondo, RONDEAU, at wolfeboropolice.org. Again, D, Rondo, RONDEAU, at wolfeboropolice, all one word, .org. If you want to be on the show, just contact myself or Captain Mark Libby or Tim at Community TV, Wolfeboro Community TV. And let us know you want to be on the show, and let us know what you want to talk about. We can talk about anything. Hopefully, we'll be starting these shows up again live, which is my favorite, and getting some guests on and residents on and so forth, talking about contemporary issues. But right now, again, we're doing this against the backdrop of COVID-19, and we want everybody to be safe. So having said that, please tune in again next month for Coffee and Connections with the Chief, and stay tuned for your safety tip of the month. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant day. Bye-bye. Hi, how are you? Welcome back to Coffee and Connections with the Chief. I'm Chief Dean Rondo with the Wolfeboro Police Department, and here is your safety tip of the month. So fire safety, fire hazards. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Okay, we're in the month of July right now, and throughout the summer months, right, from really June to about early September, it can be really dry up here, even in the Lakes region. And this year started off really dry. We were in a drought there for about 3 or 4 weeks or so, and it takes a long time for the ground to really get moist again, and we just haven't had that level of rain that's going to allow us to do that. So even though a few rainy days here and there and some moisture on the ground, that duff, right, the pine needles, the leaves, the bark, the other debris, which is very flammable, is still very dry. So some things that contribute to fires, forest fires and building fires that we don't want to see in Wolfeboro. Fireworks, aside from the fact that they're illegal, Class C fireworks are illegal unless that you have a permit. Fireworks have a tendency to cause fires. Okay, that should go without saying. It's pretty common sense. So please don't use them. All right, they're dangerous. They cause fires. They lead to other problems. Don't do that. Trailering, vehicles dragging chains, boat chains, and other chains, and landscaping trailers, and even utility trailers that you're using to pull a heavy cargo with. Okay, those chains need to be wrapped up. If they strike the ground, they cause sparking. That sparking can cause fires. We had a number of these the other day out on Route 28. So please, dragging chains is very dangerous. Okay, and let's get those secured so we don't inadvertently cause a roadside fire. The last thing I want to say, and this is a really, really good point, and Tim and I before the show were talking about this. Vehicles parking on dry grass. Oftentimes we go to camps, we visit family and friends at camps and cottages and so forth, and we pull off the side of the road. The grass is really dry, and the underside of the carriage of your vehicle or truck or whatever you're driving is very hot. And the kindling temperature of grass is very low, especially when it gets dry like it is now. So you pull out on that dry grass, you're going to start a fire. All right. And next thing you know, and underneath the carriage of your vehicle, you've got oils, you've got drippings and so forth and so on from spillage and things like that. So that gets heated up, and next thing you know, you got some open flame, and poof, the whole underside of the car goes up, and next thing you know, your car's on fire, and a couple of acres are on fire here. And And this fire will spread, especially if we get high winds like we've been prone to at the first part of the summer months. So please be really careful. If it's tall grass, high grass, weeds, do not pull off along the side. Stay on the road or stay on the shoulder of the road, or look for another place to park or pull off. You don't want to cause a fire like that. You don't want to hazard yourself or your personal means of conveyance, whether it's a motorcycle or your truck or your car or what have you. So those are some safety tips for the month of July. Again, I want you folks to have a very enjoyable season. Continue to practice all the good social distancing and anti-COVID-19 precautions that have been working for us. And we'll see you back next month in August for another segment of Coffee Connections with the Chief. In the meantime, have a great summer and enjoy yourselves. And of course, always be safe out there. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.